Hi everybody, Ryan Ballinger with Golf Newsnet, and thanks for checking out our channel once again. So I was down in Pinehurst for a trip to the U.S. Senior Women's Open when my wife called me and said, "Hey, you got a box in the mail." I said, "Well, who's it from?" She said, "Bushnell." I started rubbing my hands together as I was on the phone with her because I knew what was coming. And I'm very excited to show you their latest and greatest innovation, which is the Pro XE Laser Rangefinder. Bushnell has made great laser rangefinders for years and years and years. They're the leaders in the industry, and they're outdoing themselves with this Pro XE model. And they are calling it nothing short of the greatest laser rangefinder they've ever made. Now, yes, this is a product over $500, and yes, you're paying for these features, but man, if you look at the feature list, it's pretty incredible. So, just looking at the box real quick, or you can look on their website, bushnellgolf.com, and we've taken this out for a test drive. I just kind of went to show it to you inside the box. There's some really cool things about this laser rangefinder that make it superior to other laser rangefinders and make it worth that premium price. So the first thing for me is having slope reading on a laser rangefinder. That is an absolute must for me. After having had a Nikon with it that also kind of stabilized my hand, having the ability to say to your playing partner or to yourself, it's playing this, not it's playing this, now let's reduce this for slope or add this for slope and then account for this. It makes it so much easier and faster to play. And when you play the same course day after day, you just want to know the number. That's all you really want to know. Even if you're playing a different course, it's even better because then you know the number and you don't have to guess. You know what the slope is because it tells you. And that's what this does with slope. But then they go a step farther with this. They have added a barometer to this unit, and they can tell you based on the local weather conditions, the temperature. Now that's all factored into the slope calculation. So when you fire this rangefinder and it goes and looks for your target, it returns to you a measurement not only based on the distance that it reads and the slope that it feels based on how you're tilting it, but it will also use its onboard barometer and thermometer to tell you how far that shot is actually playing, because in warmer temperatures the ball goes a little bit farther, so you got to take off a little bit distance, the ball jumps a little bit. When it's colder, it's a little bit longer. Depending on barometric pressure, depending on the weather, it may go a little bit longer, a little bit farther. So all that's included in this calculation every time you shoot it, which, I mean, you're shooting 450 yards accurately. Obviously, you don't really care about that kind of stuff from 450. You're not reaching the green. But when you're hitting a 120-yard shot, the difference between 120, 125, and 115 is the difference potentially between you making birdie or not, or winning the hole or not. So having that on board is great, and it also helps you with your playing partners in friendly games because it's just going to make your life easier. You can turn it on and off, so it can be tournament legal or tournament illegal, so to speak. You can use distance measuring devices now under the new rules. The USGA rules of golf. There's a local rule that golf courses and tournaments can create so that you can't use them, but by and large, you're not allowed to use a slope function when you play. So you can have a rangefinder, you can have it measure distances for you, but you can't have that slope function. Now you're adding in slope, barometric pressure, and weather. That's pretty crazy. It's going to make your life easier and a whole lot more fun, but in tournament play, you have to turn it off. The other things that they've added to this, one is there's a magnet now here at the top, which it makes this feel a little bit heavier perhaps, but you can just throw this onto your cart, kind of on the poles when you're driving, and it'll just stay there. So you don't have to get a special wrapper for it, spend another $30, $40 on that. Just put it there and it stays. It's very sturdy, it's made of really good material, it's tough, it just feels thick. I know that makes it sound like a bad thing, but it actually is a great thing because you're not going to use a laser rangefinder that's like 10 pounds. Even if you add a couple of ounces here and there to get some of these features on it, it's well worth the trade-off of doing. And then, of course, the thing that Bushnell has always been good at and will always be good at is visual technology. So once you put your eye in and you start shooting, you're going to get the absolute best display possible. There's no doubt about it. I love the red contrast. I've used units for years with a black display over what you're looking at, and sometimes it can be difficult to read. For the better ones, the higher price units, they have a better function, and so they tend to work just fine, but there are sometimes when it can be difficult to read, especially when the sun's shining and the ground's shiny. it just doesn't look great. But with this, you get the red contrast, nice and bright. You know exactly what those numbers say. You know you're hitting your target because of Jolt technology, which they've also improved in this. So Jolt technology is kind of this little buzz that you feel when you hit the flagstick. You hit a target that's a flagstick. Well, now they've added a visual component to it, which is kind of a red ring on the outside through the port that kind of flashes real quick that lets you know you've hit your target. You've hit a flagstick. And so that gives you even more visual confirmation, even more confidence that you have found exactly what you're looking for with this rangefinder. It uses the same standard battery as you would always expect to use with a laser rangefinder. It has multiple X zoom, so you can kind of fix it to fit your eye. Again, all of these features come together in basically a $530 package that is going to be, if you're looking for something for your dad, or if you're a kid looking for your dad, or you're a dad looking for a son who is a dad type of gift for Father's Day, if they're a golfer, they're going to love you forever for this. Not that they don't always, but they're going to really love this unit. This has actually replaced my Nikon unit, which I didn't know I was going to say because it's such a good unit. But the things that this brings to the table in terms of the visual confirmation, the jolt, the barometric reading, the temperature reading, combining it with slope to give you a great output. I mean, this is basically like having a caddy in your hand every time you shoot it. And you can't ask for a whole lot more than that in a unit. And especially at this price range where you're kind of that 500, 550 range, you could easily get into the 900s with other companies. And that's just too much. I think if you're going to make a big investment in a laser rangefinder, either for yourself as for a gift, 500 is about right. I mean, that's what you're going to get, all the high-end features. You're going to get great measurement. You're going to get everything that you're looking for. And it's not going to be too cheap. It's not going to stop working. There's all kinds of benefits of being in the Bushnell family. And this product is awesome, awesome, awesome. I cannot recommend it enough. So head over to bushnellgolf.com if you're interested in finding out more. Make sure that you subscribe to us for the latest in golf reviews and news as well. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.